I want to show you guys something really quick, okay? I bought this charger because my old one is just acting funky. It's at the end of its life. Here's the charger end, okay? But look at the other end. It's also a charger. How am I supposed to charge anything when both ends are chargers? Welcome, Kleschka crew, to Kleschka Picks week number 4. Before we get into this, I want to tell you guys that you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for watching the videos through this whole year. I know it's been rough, so it really means a lot. I really do appreciate everybody that watches the videos and the whole Kleschka crew that is subscribed. If you're not subscribed already, please do. I would appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button. It's free. You don't got to pay a thing. I would really appreciate it, and I'm really trying to make sure I put out the best content for you guys. I want to put smiles on your faces during this hard year, and I could use your help, you know. I'm trying to think of vlog ideas because I know you guys like the in real life videos more. So if you can think of anything, leave a comment down below. I got a few in the works right now. I'll give you some hints. One involves Gabe, one involves food and a lot of the softball crew, and there is a behind the scenes coming. Wink wink. For now, let's get into Kleschka Picks week number 4.
Let's go!
Starting with the Broncos and the Jets. The Broncos, they lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last week. The Broncos injuries are really showing. I'm not shocked that the Buccaneers beat them, honestly. And the Jets were absolutely embarrassed by the Colts. They had their way. The Jets did not. They were just looking bad the entire time. Anyways, this week, the Broncos and the Jets both looking for redemption. I think the Broncos are going to find it. I think it's going to be a rough, very hard season for the Jets. Even though they are plagued by injuries, I feel like they still have better pieces, like Melvin Gordon's a better running back. And I just think, even though they are fighting these injuries, the Jets, honestly, might go 0-16. The Broncos, I think, win this game 23-13. Chargers and Buccaneers. The Chargers lost to the Panthers last week, but they were oh so close to winning it. Literally one lateral away. It was dropped. If this would have been caught, he literally could have walked into the end zone. It would have been the easiest touchdown. They would have won the game, but no, it did not go their way. It was not perfect. The Buccaneers, however, they played very good. Probably Tom Brady's best game as a Buccaneer. And my favorite stat from this game is Mike Evans making 2 catches for 2 yards and 2 touchdowns. That is all he did. 1 yard line twice and caught 2 touchdowns. That is hilarious if you ask me. And I think this is actually going to be pretty close this week between them and the Chargers. Justin Herbert has been showing that he can play in the NFL and he can be pretty good. He's been decent, I would say, so far. He hasn't been absolutely terrible. He's been keeping the Chargers in the games, but I think the Buccaneers will come away led with the veteran leadership by Tom Brady and that offense. I think they will beat the Chargers 24-20. Seahawks and Dolphins. My Seahawks beat the Cowboys last week. It was another great week for Russell Wilson, and I'm telling you, MVP year. He has 14 touchdowns through the first 3 weeks. That is a new NFL record, okay? You cannot tell me that anybody else is the MVP this far into the season. It's Russell Wilson. Dolphins, they beat the Jaguars last week. Their best game so far this season. Ryan Fitzpatrick even had a rushing touchdown. That's right, rushing for Ryan Fitzpatrick. I am just as shocked as you are. And that game, actually, I guessed the score right, but reversed. I said the Jaguars were going to win 31-13. The Dolphins won 31-13. The Seahawks offense has looked so good this year. The defense needs to be a lot better because we allow a lot of points, but thank goodness the offense scores a lot of points. Russell Wilson is cooking, and I think that's going to continue this week against the Dolphins. I think we win 38-24. Colts and Bears. The Colts had an overall great game against the Jets, but is that really saying much? Because like I said, this is probably going to be a season to forget for the Jets. The defense did great. Phillip Rivers hit a milestone, throwing his 400th career touchdown. The Bears made a comeback win against the Falcons, who are lately becoming the chokers because that's what they're doing all the time. It's like that Super Bowl loss is just stuck. It's with them. It is stuck with them now. And Trubisky was benched in this game. Nick Foles was put in, led that comeback, and they got the victory. This week, I think it is going to be close. Both teams played great last week. Nick Foles leading this offense, I think, is a better thing for the Bears, and I think that is going to help them get this win over the Colts 23-17. Browns and Cowboys. The Browns beat the football team last week. The star of the offense, was Nick Chubb going over 100 yards, getting in the end zone once again. Baker Mayfield did decent, which is kind of how he's been all season. And then you had the Cowboys, who took the L against my Seahawks, which feels so good because Lil Kirsch is a Cowboys fan, and he likes to talk a lot of trash, so it feels so good when I get to talk it back. They took the L. Dak Prescott threw an interception, which secured the win for us in the final seconds of the game. It was very close, and I was very nervous. This week, I think it is also going to be very close. The Browns have impressed me so far this season. The Cowboys really should be better than they are, and I think it's going to come down to a game winner, and I think that game winner is going to belong to the Cowboys. I think it'll be a game-winning field goal, and I think they will beat the Browns 27-24. Saints and Lions. The Saints lost to the Packers last week, and that was a great game, and you really can't knock them too much because these are great teams with two Hall of Fame quarterbacks and great pieces on their offense. 37-30 was the final score, so they were both going back and forth the entire game. The kind of game you want to see when these two teams play each other. And then you had the Lions, who beat the Cardinals. Shocked me, made Kyler Murray throw 3 interceptions, the worst he's looked all season, and then Matt Prater hit a game winner on him. I don't think that'll be happening this week. The Saints are most likely getting Michael Thomas back, which is huge for Drew Brees, and you got Kamara with him too. When those three are running on the field together, they are doing great things. The Saints definitely have the better offense, and I think they're going to score high here against the Lions. I think they will beat them 30-20. Vikings and Texans. Both of these teams took an L last week, but they fought hard. They stayed in it the entire game, and both just came up short. The Vikings, they lost because Gostkowski hit a game winner for the Titans, and with the time they had left, Kirk Cousins threw an interception. Then you had the Texans, who lost to the Steelers. James Conner got it in, gave the Steelers the lead, and Deshaun Watson could not get it back. Now they're playing each other, both searching for their first win. Deshaun Watson really trying to get it because he's had tough opponents. He's had the Chiefs, the Ravens, the Steelers, and now it's his chance to hopefully maybe get that first win in 2020. Vikings looking to do that as well after they just played their best game all season and took an L. Gonna be close, I feel like, but Deshaun Watson, I feel like, is the better quarterback, has the better team, and I think the Texans will beat the Vikings 31-23. Steelers and Titans, the two teams that beat the Vikings and Texans. They are both undefeated, and it's really going to come down to who's the better undefeated team. Honestly, I think the Titans have not looked great in all of their wins. They have been getting lucky. In Pittsburgh, I'd say they look better. Ben Roethlisberger's been solid. James Conner, when he is playing, has been great. Juju Smith is really stepping up, trying to be that number one wide receiver. Derrick Henry has struggled for the Titans, but he did have probably his best game of 2020 last week, and I think this one's going to be high scoring. I think it's going to come down to a final touchdown, and I think that'll belong to the Steelers. I think they beat the Titans 34-30. Cardinals and Panthers. The Cardinals, like I said, they took an L to the Lions last week, actually made Kyler Murray look human, and the Panthers just snuck away with a win against the Chargers, despite Keenan Allen having a big game and almost winning it there against the Panthers on that final lateral attempt. And this week, I think we see the return of Kyler. He's going to be determined. He's going to want revenge against the team that he plays next, which happens to be the Panthers, and they still do not have Christian McCaffrey. So I think the Cardinals, with Murray and Hopkins in a solid run game with Drake, are going to get the victory this week, 33-21. Jaguars and Bengals. The Jaguars took an L to the Dolphins last week, right when I started the ride of Minshew Mania, man. They were scoring high points, and then he finally just drops off the earth and only gets 13. I couldn't believe it. And then you got the Bengals, who tied with the Eagles. Joe Burrow is still searching for his first NFL win. It has been avoiding him, and like I said, until he starts showing that he is that number one pick that the Bengals drafted, then I do not see him playing good. I see him struggling in the NFL, and I think Minshew Mania is going to be back this week, and they are going to beat the Bengals 27-17. Ravens and football team. That literally will never get old. The Ravens, they lost last week to the Chiefs. They tried to make a late comeback, but it wasn't enough because the Chiefs just kept pouring on. And the football team, they took an L last week to the Browns. The football team, I don't even know what to say about them, man. I just can't get over that name. I don't believe the football team has the firepower to stay in this game with the Ravens. I think Baltimore beats the football team 38-24. Giants and Rams. The Giants were absolutely blown out by the 49ers. I know. I tried to give the Giants some credit since they're playing a very injured 49ers team, and I was proved very wrong, okay? I will admit when I'm wrong, and I was so wrong. And the Rams, they lost on a winning touchdown from the Bills. They stayed in that game the entire time, but it really just came down to the final minutes there. I'm not putting any more grace on the Giants. The Rams have been playing well all season. The Giants are going to struggle extremely without Barkley, as it showed last week. So I think the Rams are going to beat the Giants 30-10. Bills and Raiders. I just mentioned that the Bills had a game-winning touchdown on the Rams. That was Josh Allen to Tyler Kroft, and Josh Allen has been looking great through the entire season, putting up high yard, getting the touchdowns. And the Raiders, I'm not going to lie, they have impressed me too. They played against the Patriots. The Patriots beat them by 2 scores, but I'm not going to knock them completely, honestly. Remember, they did beat the Saints as well. That really impressed me. And I think this one's going to be close. The Bills have been playing great all season. Diggs has really been that receiver that Josh Allen needed, and he's been going off. The defense is great for Buffalo, and I think it's going to be very close. I think the Bills do win 30-27. Patriots and Chiefs. The Patriots beat the Raiders last week. Rex Burkhead had 3 touchdowns. He had a great game, and you know who else had a great game? Patrick Mahomes. He's been looking unstoppable. He invents something new every year. We've seen the sidearm pass, the no-look pass, the switch hands and throw that pass, and now an underhand shovel pass. What can't he do? He looks unstoppable. He was doing it all, running, passing. That team is just great. It's scary. Even with Cam Newton looking like he's having a redemption year, I think the Chiefs are too much to handle, especially Patrick Mahomes. Chiefs, 34. Patriots, 24. 49ers and Eagles. The 49ers, like I said, they destroyed the Giants last week, absolutely proving me wrong. And the Eagles, they tied with the Bengals. Carson Wentz was able to run one in, tie it up, and then when they went to overtime, nobody could get the job done. It was just punt, 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 and then eventually tie. 49ers definitely still can play their game, even without Garoppolo, Mostert, Deebo Samuel, all those injuries. And it looks like Kittle's coming back. That's what I also read in the most recent report. He's aiming to come back this week. The 49ers proved they can still do this through their run game with Wilson and McKinnon. So I think the 49ers beat the Eagles 27-20. Falcons and Packers. The Packers got a win last week over the Saints. That was a great game, high scoring, very close. And the Falcons, they once again blew another lead to the Bears. I don't know how many times they're going to do this. It's like since the Super Bowl, that is just stuck with them, choking games away. So I think there's going to be a lot of points scored, but once again, I think the Falcons are either just going to allow too many points because that's what their defense does, or they're going to choke it away again because they like to get the lead through the first half, being up by a good amount of points, and then just continually choke it away in the second half. The more elite quarterback is definitely Aaron Rodgers, and he's got a great running back in Aaron Jones, who's been playing very good this season. So I think it'll be lots of scoring, and I think the Packers, honestly, will not have to come back. I feel like they'll have the lead the entire time and beat the Falcons 38-30. Thank you so much, Kleschka crew, for watching Week 4 of Kleschka Picks. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I want to try to make the best content for you guys, put those smiles on your faces during these rough times. So if you have any ideas, I might use them for vlogs. Leave them down below in the comments, like the video, subscribe, tell your mom, your dad, your grandma, your grandpa, your pets, your friends, everybody you know to subscribe if they haven't already. Like I said, it's free. Come on, hit that button, and I will see you next time. I got this.